And joining us now is the 2022 president of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, Don Schiefelbein. Don, thanks for coming to the show and congratulations.
Well, thank you very much.
You grew up in a large family, as we just saw in that video, and what do you think that experience working in a large team environment is going to mean in terms of your leadership style as NCBA president?
Well, it brings reality back into it real quick, right? And when you have large numbers of people, whether it's family members or just members of an organization, I tell you what, you get differences of opinions, right? And the goal for my job as president, or the goal of my job in the family, is to make sure we develop consensus and we agree on what we can agree on and move forward with directions that help everybody.
That's well said. We just completed a wonderful convention here in Houston. What would you say were some of the key outcomes of the week?
Well, you know, we grappled with lots of things, including the cattle markets and what we should do about it. And I think what I'm just most proud of is that we're still a grassroots organization. And it was good to hear the debates on both sides. And in the end, you know, you still have to have votes that decide which direction we go. But to me, it's so good just to have this grassroots debate from producers across the country deciding what direction we ought to head in.
So as you look ahead to 2022, what are some of your thoughts relative to the priorities of NCBA moving forward?
Well, you never know what you're going to get, right? I mean, who would have thought 3 years ago that COVID all of a sudden would be front and center? So you have to be cautious about that. But as you look at forward, there's a lot of subject matters that have been pretty regular. You know, we're looking at redealing with WOTUS, right? Waters of the United States. And so that's an issue that's ongoing and so crucial to many of our members' well-being. Yeah. So that's another issue we're having to go back to the plate and making sure it's written in a manner that protects the interests of our producers. We're looking at the Farm Bill. You know, the Farm Bill's starting to get written, and there's some key provisions in there. Livestock risk protection, yes, which is a new program, relatively new program, yep, that impacts lots of producers, from the very small producers to some of our largest producers. And we have to make sure it's drafted in a manner that allows everybody to participate effectively.
So one last question. What's your message to producers all across the country as you take the reins as NCBA president?
Well, I think it's important that we stay united. You know, when you look at all the people who are trying to take shots at us, put us out, I'm going to take a quote that I use from my dad, yeah, and he refers it to our family. He says, really, the only competition we have is within ourselves. If we can stay united, nobody will stop us. And I think it's the same thing with the cattle industry.
The age-old quote of we either all hang together or we'll all hang together is very appropriate, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thanks so much for coming to the show, Don, and good luck in your year ahead.
Thanks, Kevin.
Now, to keep up to date on all the issues facing cattlemen and women, and to help make a difference in our industry, why not join Don as a member of NCBA? It's easy to do. Just call toll-free 1-866-233-3872, or you can visit the website ncba.org.